All right then, so now let's see how to update the document. And in the left side of your documentations, if you click this update document, you can able to see the documentation for the updating the docs in your MongoDB. Well, basically MongoDB shell provides you three different methods: update one, update many, and replace one. Okay, these are the three different functions that we are going to use for updating a single document in your and multiple document in your collections. Okay, so now let's check it out. So you can see, if you wish to update a single document, you need to use update one. For multiple documents, you need to use update many. And for replacing the document, basically this helps you to replace the entire content of the document except the ID field. Okay, that's the thing. If you wish to replace the entire content, instead of updating a very single property inside the document like title, description, each and every field separately, I want to change that entire content except that specific ID, I can use the replace document. Okay, so let's check it out one after another. Okay, so now let's open up, let's try to do with the understand the syntax. So basically you need to use the operators. Okay, so if you check out update operators, you can see, so we having specific operators. These are the operators over here. Okay, so current date, increment, minimum, maximum, multiply, rename, set or insert, unset. These are the different methods. These are the different fields, and these are the operators over here. Okay, so each and everything having a specific functionalities, but we need to understand how they are working in it. Okay, these are all the update operators over here. It's very complex for us to memorize all these things, but you need to understand how they are making some changes, how they are making an impact on the update operators and everything. For instance, if you check it out over here, the set operator and the set or insert, it's really important. Set, it helps you to set the value for the field in a document. Okay, and whereas this unset option will help you to remove the specific field from the document. Okay, we quite use these two fields a lot. And over here you can see this will act as a placeholder to update an element in an array or from the document that match the query condition. Okay, this also we use it a lot. And pop and pull, this helps you to remove the first element, and this will remove all array elements from the matching specific query. Push helps you to add an item, and push all helps you to remove all matching values from an array. Okay, so all you have to do is to just go through this documentation, understand how that specific operators work, and let's start working on this update documents. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, so you can copy this from the documentation. So I dropped the link over there. So all you have to do is to copy this, copy it, and then let's get back over here. Let's open up our Mongoose here, clear it, and paste it over here. So you can see DB employee insert many. So this is the data that we are trying to insert. Basically, it's the employees collections which we are trying to create it inside the blocks DB. So later we can delete that, no issues. And here, these are the IDs and these are the data with some dummy informations. Okay, so let's hit the enter and let's create this data. All right, so now we're having that specific collections, employees collections over here. Okay, so look at that, we're having that data. All right, so now what we are going to do is, so we are trying to understand how the set operator works. So first let's understand the set operator. Okay, so what we are trying to do is, so we are trying to update the commands with the different sets of operator. A $set operator, the $set operator is used to update the value of a very specific field. For instance, in this case, what we are trying to do, we are trying to update the salary of the employee with underscore ID1, which is this. This is the one which we are trying to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and write the code to that. So before that, what can I do is, let me copy this and paste it, copy it from here and paste it there. Okay, still looking same, fine. All right, so here now what we have to do is, let's write the code. So basically what we are going to do is, we are going to use we are going to update a very specific single document. Okay, so we have to use the updateOne. Right now we are going to work with the updateOne, the single method only. We are going to use that single, we are going to update a very single document. Okay, so we are going to use the updateOne method, and let me delete this one. Okay, so here we are going to update the employees dot updateOne. Open it, shift enter, and let's open. First you need to supply the field, okay, for which specific field that you are going to update. So we need to write the query condition id. The id should be 1. Then you need to supply the field property which you are going to update. So $set, open it. Here I'm going to update the salary field, salary, which is going to be 52 something like this. So for the ID one, what we have the salary like 50,000. So I'm going to update that salary field as 52,000. Now if I hit the enter, and you can see acknowledge true, inserted ID is null, matched count because it's find out that ID, so matched count and modified count. Okay, so now if I refresh it over here, you can see the document is changed to 52,000. Just like that, you can update any single record. Okay, so the query command, the query it's going to be, this is the query, db update 1. You need to supply the on which specific ID that you are trying to figure it out. Once it's identified, what data field that I'm trying to update. So I'm using the $set to update the salary field, and then I'm supplying the data. Okay, so now let's understand the second operator, which is going to be the increment. This is the one, increment operator. Basically, the increment operator increments the value of a field by a specified amount. Okay, so it helps you to increment a value with a very specific amount that you can define that specific amount. Okay, so in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to increment the age of an employee with the matching ID 2 by 1, which means whatever the age is we'll keep it, and we are going to increment that value with 1. Okay, so let's write the code for that. So db.employees.update1, open it, open the bracket, shift enter. Then what you need to do, you need to supply the matching ID. So underscore ID is going to be 2. Then I need to use the set operator. Enter $set colon, open the field. What we are trying to do, we are trying to update the age field with the value of 1. Now what is that? Age is 25. Now if I hit enter, oops, my bad, a small mistake in the previous one. What is that is, wait, let me clear it. This is the one, right? I already created an outside object. Update 1. See, I created the object 2 times here and here. This is not supposed to be, because update 1 is a function and we are not entering a data, because these are the parameters of this update 1 function. First you need to supply the condition, then you need to supply the data. So we don't need that object. That's the issue. So hit the enter, and there we go. So now we have that value 25. And now if I refresh this, and you can see it's added that value as 1. Oops, also I'm so sorry. What's the mistake made over here is, we are discussing about the increment property, not the set property. My bad. So because that's the reason age 1 is set as to 1. Let's change this to 25 again. Hit the enter, refresh this, because the set property update that value. Now what we are about to do is, instead of set property, we need to use this operator inc, increment, and let's add the value as 1. Now whatever the current value is, it's need to increment the value as to 26. Hit the enter. Now it's modified, and now if I refresh this, you can see it is incremented to 26. So this is the code. This is the usage of that specific operator, and this is that code. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this is looking so awkward. What we can do is copy this. Yep, here we go. That's much better. All right, cool. And then next, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about the another the most important operator called a rename operator. Basically, the rename operator helps you to rename the field. Okay, rename the field, not the value, the key. We are talking about the key. So in this example, what we are going to do, we are going to rename the field department to department, a short form of the department. For what? For the employee ID 3. Okay, so let's write the code. Let me delete this. So db.employees.updateOne, open it, enter, shift enter. And here, now what I need to do is first I need to supply the condition. Here underscore ID is going to be 3, comma, my bad. Then shift enter, open the bracket, then dollar rename. That's the operator that we are using. Open it. Then what particular field that we are trying to change? We are trying to change the department. That's the field, right? That's a department. That's a field that we are trying to change this field to DEPT, depth. Okay, so what we are trying to do for that specific ID, for that specific matching ID, I'm trying to change this field into this. Now, if I hit enter, it's changed. And now if I get over here and refresh it for the ID 3, you can see it's changed into depth. So this is how the rename field will works, which helps you to customize the existing field into whatever the new field that you wish to change. Okay, so then all we have to do, what we are going to discuss is the next most important property, that is nothing but the unset property, unset operator. The unset operator removes the field from the document. Okay, so we are trying to remove the skills which matching the employee ID of 4. So that's what we are going to do. So what we are going to do is I'm just going to delete this. Okay, now db.employees.updateOne, open the bracket, shift enter. And here I'm going to supply the condition, which is going to be underscore ID should be 4. Then here I'm just going to say dollar unset, and we need to open the skills. So skills should be, I'm not supplying any field in it, I'm not supplying any data in it. So basically I'm just going to unset that complete skills. So if I hit the enter, let's check it out. Currently for skills we do have array of record, refresh it. And for for the ID particular 4, we don't even have that skill because the skill is completely removed from the document. Because okay, that's how you can unset any specific property by using the unset operator. Oops. Copy it, paste it. All right. Okay. So now let's use the push operator. Since we having the array of records in it, array of objects in it, let's use the push operator. Let's understand how the push operator is going to help us to push some data into an array. Okay, see here, basically the push operator helps you to add an item into an array. In this case, I'm going to add a new skill for the employee 1. Okay, let me clear it. And here db.employees.updateOne, open it. And then first what you need to do, you need to supply the underscore ID which is going to be the 1. Then what else we need to do? Here I need to supply the value. I need to use the operator, which is going to be the push operator, push push, and then open the brackets. And here I'm going to supply the property, which is going to be the skills. And I'm going to, in that specific array, I'm going to add the new data, which is going to be the management, something like this. Okay. So now all I have to do is to, if I hit the enter, and you can see it's saying the modified count. Refresh this. And you can see the first array is updated. And if you expand it, you can see management is added at the end of that array. Okay. So that's how you can use the push operator, right? So let's open the Mongoose one more time. And let me copy that code. Let me paste it in the document. All right. And now what we are going to do is the next important method, which is going to be add to set. Paste it. This is kind of exactly similar to your push operator. Okay. But the push operator adds an item in an array. Okay. But it need to check whether that arrays exist or not. But push operator will never check that. But add to set operator adds an item and array only if it doesn't already exist, right? Push operator will help you to push the item only if it is already exist. Okay. So add to set, it will try to figure it out. So the add to operator adds an item to an array only if it doesn't already exist. That's the important thing. If the data, it doesn't have that, then it will help you to insert it. So let's check it out whether this statement is true or not. So db.employees.updateOne, open it, and let's apply the id underscore id is going to be true. Then here $add to t should be capital, and set, which is going to add the very specific skills, which is going to be the leadership. Hit the enter. Modified count is as 1, and let's refresh this, and there we go. See, now it is making sure whether that add to set operator it exists or not. Okay, if it doesn't exist, it is going to create that field. If it already exists, it is going to insert that field. That is what happened over here. That's the advantage of having the add to set. Push, if the array is not there, it is going to throw you an error. But add to set, if it is there, it is going to use the set. If it is not there, it is going to use the add. That's the difference between the push and the add to set option. Okay. So now the next important thing, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss about the pull operator, and that's what we are going to do now. So basically this pull operator is the another important one. Oops, we forgot to add the code over here. So let's go here and let me bring that code and copy it, and let's paste it. Okay. Next important thing that what we are going to do, we are going to discuss about the pull operator. So basically the pull operator removes all the instances of the value from an array. Okay, so let's remove the skills from the employee. Instead of unsetting that field completely, let's make it as empty. Here, updateOne. So what I'm going to do is, here I'm just going to change this to $pull, and I'm going to change this skills. Let's keep it as it is. So if you check it out over here for the ID 3, what is the skills that we do have? Networking and security so far. And let me bring it over here. And now if I hit the enter, modified, let's refresh this. So here, what is the ID I supplied? ID is 3. But still the value is there. That's what I'm wondering, why we do have. Okay, so let's check it out with the field which is already in there. I think the leadership is not inside the skills, so that's the reason it's not figuring. Oh, okay, it's trying to figure the all the instance of the value. So let's check it out. Networking, refresh this. There we go. See, networking is now removed. So why we need to do supply the value is because it's trying to figure it out whether that value is matching that value inside that array or not. That's the thing. Previously, leadership is not there in that specific array. That's the reason it's not removed. Now it's checking for networking, whether it is having the networking inside that entire array, and try to figure it out wherever the network array. So in that particular array, wherever the term networking is there, it's removing all the instances. Okay, that's the usage of the pull operator. With this, paste it. All right. So now let's check it out. The last operator for this, which is going to be the pop operator. Basically the pop operator removes the first and last item of an array. Okay. In this case, what we are trying to do is we are trying to remove the last skill from an employee. That's what we are trying to do. Okay. So here, let's check it out. Let's try to employee, it's going to be 4, and instead of pull operator, I'm going to use the pop skills, and this I'm going to supply the count 1. Okay, so enter, and that is going to remove here. I think we don't have the skills for the ID number 4. So instead of ID number 4, let's use the ID number as 3 or 2. That would be better. So currently on the 2 skills, okay, we're having this. Now if I refresh this, now we can see leadership is gone. Okay, so it is going to remove the last index from that specific employee. That's the duty of the pop operator. Good. So let me copy this code and let me paste it. So these are the reason why I selected these things are these are the most common thing that we will use in the production environment frequently, right? And the last one thing is verification. So every time when you're doing, you can verify the updates whether it is performed or not, right? So instead of going and checking it over there again and again, here what we can do is we can use this following command to verify it. Let's check it out. So over here, now what we need to do is I'm just going to fetch the employees details. So db.employees.find, open it, and along with that I'm going to add this pretty property because we need to align it properly, right? So this command will display the document in a readable format, allowing you to see the changes made upon by the update operations, whatever you perform. Hit the enter, you can see. You can verify it instead of every time going and refreshing it and changing it over there. You can fetch all the document and display it over here. That's the duty of the find. Anyways, we will discuss about these things, these methods and everything later. But right now, I just wanted to show you. That's it. Okay, so this is all about the updating the data by using the updateOne method. All right, so on the other hand, let's check it out how to use the update many method for these properties on the next video.